Hey guys, this is Bradley Benner with Gadget and the ATM. Today is May 26th, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Um, Looks like we have just one question so far on the events page today. I want to give you guys an update. So what's going on with the ATM training that I'm putting together? Also, well, I don't know how much I can give away, but I know there's some pretty exciting updates coming soon to the ATM, and I got to preview some of them yesterday. Can't really reveal what it is because I'm not sure that I'm supposed to, or I'm not sure that they want me to. Brian and Don want me to reveal, but there's some pretty cool updates coming down the line that I think everyone's going to be pretty excited about. And on my end, with the training stuff that I'm doing, I've been working with training a virtual assistant team leader, somebody that can actually manage the building team for me and basically set up, gather campaign details, do keyword research, assign campaigns to builders, then, obviously check on the builders for quality control, make sure that the sites are coming out properly, checking on indexing, all that kind of stuff. I've been working with her for almost 3 weeks now, trying to get her, my team leader, her name's, well, that's not important, but I've been trying to get her up to speed with, managing the ATM builders. I've been working with 2 ATM builders that I hired and trained for about 10 weeks now. And they have become fairly or quite efficient at building sites. And so at first, when I was after developing the original training for them, I was only spending about 2 to 3 hours per week gathering campaign details and creating new projects for them and then assigning them and that kind of thing. But now they're at the point, it's been about 10 weeks and they're at the point now where I couldn't keep ahead of them. There was just too much. I was spending 2 to 3 hours. Well, I'd say between an hour to 2 hours per day trying to stay ahead of those guys. And so it got to the point where I just couldn't handle it anymore. It was taking up too much time. So I started working with I hired a team leader to handle that work for me. And I've been working with her for about 3 weeks, developing processes so that she can take over about 95% of managing the building projects and, managing the builders themselves and answering questions, assigning work, getting them things when they need them, resolving issues, troubleshooting, whatever it is that needs to be done. I'm trying to completely remove myself from the process and have somebody else do it. And it's working out. It's working out well. It's a bit slower than I would like as far as getting everybody up to speed, but that's only because I only have limited time that I can work on these projects. And I think it's coming along quite nicely. And I'm going to be sharing some of it with you guys once I have it a bit more refined, but I'm also developing a training course that will be a separate purchase and for how to build virtual assistant teams as well as team leaders and project managers, that kind of thing. So it's going to be basically a done for you outsourcer training platform that you could buy into if you decided you wanted to purchase it and really scale your ATM building, and then plug in virtual assistants and even potentially a team leader or a project manager and have them go through the training and be able to build for you without you having to do very much. And that's really the goal. It's going to be a couple months before that's all ready, especially because with the new updates coming down the line, I'm going to have to re-record a lot of the training anyways. So I'm kind of glad right now. It's like I'm going through it the first time, but I'm going to have to go back and refine everything and re-record all the training videos. But that's something that I am planning on doing. So within the next couple months, we should have that platform available. It'll be a outsourcer training platform that will essentially cover all from the builders all the way up to team leader / project manager. With all the processes in place, the training videos in place, the resources, all of that. And so I'm hoping it'll be like basically plug and play where somebody can purchase the training and go out and hire virtual assistants and plug them right into the system. And within about 30 days, you should have a team be able to, you should have a team built that can build ATM sites for you. All right, that's really the goal. And so this will be more for like people that are looking to scale, more agency level, agency level members of Lead Gadget and that kind of thing. But certainly anybody could use it. So I'll talk about that more as I have more. All I wanted to do is give you guys a quick update, let you know that it is working out well. The team leader, she's coming along nicely. It's quite an undertaking to develop the working procedures, which is just documenting the processes required to go through all of that. I mean, you got to think about it. We're talking about being able to go and find campaigns that we want to build sites for. So that's looking at offers, whether it's ring partner or affiliate offers or whatever, finding offers that we want to promote, then doing the keyword research, coming up with all the keywords, and then creating, sending it over to the builders, assigning the projects to the builders. The builders have to go out and gather the content, build the sites. The team leader has to purchase the domains, then assign the domains, point the name servers to the Cloudflare account, all of that kind of stuff. And then we have to build the landing pages for the WP overlay. And so it's like, you guys know from doing the work yourselves, it's a lot. It really is. And it's not, the building of the sites itself isn't that, it's difficult until you learn the process. Then it's somewhat easy, but it's the gathering of the campaign details and all of that other stuff. And once the sites are built, adding the landing pages, that kind of stuff, that's slow, that takes a lot more thought. And I think that's where I had been bogged down the most, was even having the builders building for me was great because it relieved me from having to do it. But I still was having to manage all the projects. And that, again, once my builder started to become a lot more efficient, it became a lot more demanding of my time to stay ahead of them. And I need to eliminate that so I can go back to, working on other stuff and allowing my team to do everything for me. So I'm quite excited about it. I'm already seeing some significant improvements in my, I'm getting my time back that I've been spending on the ATM builds lately. So I'm quite excited about it, and I'm planning on sharing with you guys as much as I can over the next few weeks. So hopefully that was helpful. I do see one question from Paul, a couple of those. Paul, I'm looking at your question on the page. Bradley, with small local areas, I'm finding it hard to create the pack list. Say I find 100 keywords in a local area, only has 50 towns. What do I need to do? All right, I'm going to grab the screen and I'm going to open up an Excel file, and we'll see what we can do for you to kind of walk you through this. It's been a while since I've done that, so I might fumble through this a little bit, but we should be able to help you out here. All right, so you should be seeing my Excel screen. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, so let's say we have, let's go with keyword. So we're going to say keyword 1 and city 1. Okay, and you said you had 100 keywords in 50 cities, I believe. I think that's what you said. So let's drag this down. And like I said, every time I do this, I have to think about it. So bear with me while I try to fumble through this again. If I did this regularly, it would be second nature, but I don't. So every time I do this, I have to think about it. All right, so we're looking at 100 keywords in 50 cities. Let me make sure that that is what you did ask. So hold on a minute. "100 keywords, local area only has 50 towns. What do I need to do?" Okay. So what I've been doing, let me actually grab the full screen because otherwise you're not going to see my browser window when I open that up. So give me 1 second. All right. Okay, so if we're looking at this and we're looking at 100 keywords and we're looking at 50 cities, what I do is just put them in an Excel sheet like this, and then I'll go over and open up Text Mechanic. So let's go to textmechanic.com, and then we want to do, I believe it's line combination generator. Yeah, this is it. All right. So what I will do with this is I will put the object column 1 into here, and then column 2 into here. And for delimiter, I'll put a tab, and then I'll use a notepad file to replace the tab with a space. And you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. Let me open up a text file, notepad file. Let me go back to Excel. We're going to grab the keyword list first, which, as you said, is 100. So let's copy this. We're going to paste that in here. Then for the delimiter, like I said, I like to use a tab. So all I do is open up a notepad file. I just hit the tab key and then copy that and paste that in here. And then in the object input number 2, we're going to go back. Oops, that's the wrong one. And grab city 1 through city 50. Paste that in. All right, and now this is showing 5,000 combinations, right? That makes sense. 100 times 50 would be 5,000. So we click generate combinations. And now if we go Control A, whoops, try that again. Control C. We'll come over here and we'll paste it in. Now let's grab that tab again. Copy that, and I go to edit and replace. Oops, excuse me, hit the wrong key. Let's go to replace, and I paste the tab in and put a space instead and click replace all, and then I close it. And now if you take a look at this, I know it might be hard to see. Let me increase the font a little bit. All right, so now if you take a look at this notepad file, you'll see that we have keyword 1, city 1 through keyword 1, city 50, and then it starts at keyword 2, city 1 through keyword 2, city 50, and then keyword 3, and it does that all the way through. So for all 100 keywords, it's going to list cities, keyword whatever, plus city 1 through city 50 for every single keyword. So you end up with 5,000 based on your numbers. You end up with 5,000 keyword combinations, right? So that's all that we do is, that's how you generate the keyword list. If you want to just grab and put them back into an Excel file so that you can create your pack list, which is what I'm sure you're trying to do, then just come back over here. And that's why I put the tab in there as the delimiter right here. So if I click Control A, Control C, and then I go back over to Excel and I open up another tab and I go to paste this in, it'll paste them into 2 different columns, right? So watch, if I just say paste, now you can see we've got column 1 and column A and column B. That still lines up exactly like the text file. You don't need the text. I just use the text file because I like to create the combinations. Don't worry about that. That's for something else. But my point is now you can go in and create your pack list based on these 2 columns, right? So as far as adding in the counties or whatever, if you're going to do the 4 pack lists, typically what I will do is I'll have, I'd have to open up one of my projects to take a look. And I've done some training on this before on how I configured my 4 pack lists overall. But this is how you generate the list right here so that you can create a pack list that's even across, has the same number of rows across all 4 columns. Is just by doing it like what I said with the text mechanic. So let me go take a look at something real quick. I know on the YouTube channel, let's go take a look at this. Might be in playlists actually. Okay, local feeder site experiment. I'll drop this playlist URL. Custom list shortcodes right here. It's going to be this one here. So I'm going to copy this link address, and nothing has changed as far as how to set up the custom list. Like I just showed you how to use text mechanic to create the combination between your keywords and your cities, but then you still have to go back and add whatever your other 2 whatever your other custom lists are going to be, and just make sure that you have the same number of rows lined up in your Excel spreadsheet. And I walk through exactly how I've done this in this video right here. So I'm going to drop this on the events page. If you haven't watched this yet, go through. It'll go into much more detail as to exactly how I create those custom lists. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Custom list. What was that called? Custom list training. Put you right into the playlist, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. Okay. Will 5,000 pages be enough for a local area? Do I still have the 15 tags or more / less? Well, I don't ever use 15 tags to begin with. The most I use is 12, but that's up to you. You can do whatever you want. 5,000, yeah, that's plenty. I mean, you got to think about that. That's 5,000 pages or posts in a small area, relatively small area. So you're taking 100 keywords and targeting 100 different keywords for each city, right? And in this case, this particular example, that's 50 cities times 100 keywords is 5,000. That's a lot. That means you're hitting 50 cities with 100 keywords in each city. That's a lot. To me, that's a lot. So yeah, I mean, absolutely it works. As far as the tags, I mean, like I said, I don't usually use 15 tags. The most I'll use is 12, but you can do that. I mean, you can do whatever you want. So, let's see, 15 tags times 5,000 pages. It's like 75,000 tags. It's not a whole lot anyways. So yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. So just go through that video because I recorded in much greater detail how to do that, and how I've set up custom lists for like that particular test. I haven't tested that in a while. I mean, like I ran a couple tests that were just in one industry, which was the tree service industry, and it didn't perform all that well. But a couple other people have tested it with some other niches and had really good success with it. So play with it. Yeah, well, Paul, if you use the zip codes, you'll get more posts posts within a particular city. So for example, if a city has 6 zip codes, then you can get 6 posts for that city per keyword, right? Does that make sense? So like if you have 100 keywords in one city that you're trying to target in one city, but that city has 6 zip codes, now you're looking at 600, right? You're looking at 600 posts, because each post would have, if you added zip codes as part of it, then each post would be targeting a separate zip code, and you got 6 zip codes. Now you're multiplying that times 6. So it's up to you. Test it and see. I mean, that's fairly easy to do, because what you can do is when you create your custom list, you can create two versions of it, one using zip codes and one not. So you have 2 different pack lists essentially. The custom list codes are slightly different. And then test it. Build the first site out, and then recycle the content and go in and swap out the custom list code, the pack lists, with the other one that contains zip codes, and just basically rebuild the site and test it. See which ones perform better. That's what I would do. I can't give you a definitive answer. I think it's going to be different depending on each keyword and each, whatever niche you're in. But you could definitely try that and test it and see. Right. All right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions, post them. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up, because I've got some work to do with my my team anyways. I've been working on that a lot this week. So if you guys have any other questions, post it. I'll give you another second or two. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up, and we will see you guys next week. And thanks for showing up, Paul. I know because these are early, people don't come often, but it's kind of good to have some questions. And when stuff does come up, I'm here for you guys. You know that. So, okay, cool. It looks like we're wrapped up. All right. Thanks again, Paul, for being here. Appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, when I post the events page, the events page is usually up several days ahead of time. The webinars are always the same time, Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Some weeks I have to miss because I've got other, things that come up. But for the most part, I'm here. If you guys have any questions, post your questions early. Even if you can't attend the webinar, it's fine. If you post your questions, I will still answer them. And you can always catch the answers on the replay. So thanks, everybody. I will see you all next week.